Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching this video. We're here today for a brand new series of FortressCraft Evolved. It's available from Steam, very cheap game. It's been out a few years, but there don't seem to be too many videos of the latest release, which appears to have updated some stuff. There's new things in the game, and a few graphical tweaks and so on. The game itself has been described as a cross between Minecraft and Factorio, which is what grabbed my attention because Factorio is one of my favourite games of all time. And the graphics on this, yep, very Minecraft-esque, very blocky. But the gameplay is all about setting up automation and conveyor belts and getting your mined ores back to your central processing facility and turning them into something useful. It's very, very vertical, and what I mean by that is the world is huge, so you can go running off exploring, you know, for great distances, but it's also very big vertically. I haven't got very far into the game yet. I'm by no means an expert. In fact, I'm very much a beginner. But even I've managed to get down to about 300 meters. That's 300 blocks below ground level. And I'm apparently nowhere near the bottom yet because there are plenty of ores that I haven't even discovered yet. Without further ado, however, let's get off the main screen and get started. So, world select spacebar. Get us through to here. You've got all your different saves here, most of which I haven't used. You've got 10 options for save games. I'm going to start with number 3. We're going to call it Season 01. I'm going to leave the settings on default. They're fairly easy. Play around with them by all means if you want to make the game a little bit more difficult. But we've got rapid resource level, plentiful power, fast conveyors. I am going to change the day-night cycle to eternal day. It means that I'm going to have more power available, but more importantly, there won't be quite as much darkness. There'll still be plenty of darkness down underground, but there won't be as much for when you guys are watching me. I'm going to leave it on normal mobs. When you die, you don't lose anything. It just means you've got to run back to wherever you were to carry on with what you're doing. And the rest of it is locked anyway, so we'll leave it on that. Oh, and you've got the option between survival and creative, but I want it on survival. I did have a quick look at creative, and it looks a bit too much like just like Minecraft creative. There's all the decorative blocks and building blocks for ores and terrain and so on, and I couldn't figure out how to find any of the machinery blocks or anything like that. They must be there somewhere, but anyway, we're playing survival. So we're here docking at the station, and that looks very much like a meteor. Oh dear. That's the end of that space station. And here we go into the alien planet that the station was orbiting. Okay, you survived the initial crash, and Arthur, that's my trusty sidekick, mechanical, electronic, robotic sidekick, has sacrificed himself to make you a tiny survival environment, hence the energy bubble. Arthur will now explain a few of your base's features. The force field will disappear when this is completed. Okay. Central power hub. Oh well, it says press E, then add resources to make this CPH to make power. Okay. Press E. I can add power to it, I can take power from it, I can exit, or I can add resources. Power storage batteries, primary way of storing power for your base. Locate your PSB in your base now, then highlight it. Pressing Q will draw power into your suit, which will in turn keep you warm. That's a PSB, Mark 1. So we Q to retrieve power. Ore extractors collect ore while you are busy doing other things and require power. Locate your OE and access it with E again. Feed it 200 power and it will work for over 8 minutes. Ore extractor. Feed it 200 power. Now, can't feed the power direct to the ore extractor, so what we do is we feed it to the battery. There we go, 200 battery, 200 power to the battery and the ore extractor. Or you can just add power in there. I was wrong about not being able to add power to the ore extractor directly. Storage hoppers. That's a storage hopper. It's got 25 coal, or I can just look at it, press Q, gives me the coal. Ping unknown. That's what. Sorry, I've got to scan. So click on something that I don't know, which is highlighted with a red frame. Right click and hold, and that scans the item. Once scanned, unknown items need to be researched. Locate and highlight your research station, then press E to interact and complete the research. Researching earns points to unlock new technologies. Now, here's my research centre. Press E, unknown material, process. Arthur has now helped you to the start of your survival mission. Now it's time to say thank you. Head to the crafting plant, press E, and make a power core for him. This is the crafting plant. Press E. Arthur power core, copper bars, which the game gives you to start with. Create. There we go. You've got a few storage hoppers, laser power transmitters, and conveyor belts left over. Locate the hollow tutorial around the CPH. This shows you an ideal miniature automation setup. Place your machines there. Okay. So what we have is it's asking me to put down conveyors. That needs to be a storage hopper, or I'm not sure whether it's a storage or a logistics hopper, in fact. Storage hopper. Yep, storage hopper. Okay. Then I need one of the basic laser energy transmitters. Set that down there. Press R to rotate it so that the laser beam goes to where it's supposed to be. And what that's doing is that will take a laser energy transmitter, will take energy from a source next to it, so in this case that battery, transfers the energy down the laser beam to this battery, and that then feeds that ore extractor. All good. Press H, it says, to open the handbook. There we go. The handbook is contextual help, and you can click on anything like this. So let's say the research station, tells you about the research station. Click next and it gives you instructions and tells you all about things. You can also use it, so for example, let's look at this. I've got 2 recipes and 6 projects here. 2 recipes, threat scanner. If I want to know what the threat scanner does, it will tell me down there. The projects, however, for example, suit upgrading, doesn't really tell me a lot about it, just tells me what I need to research it. But if I press H whilst in that, there's the contextual help. It brings up suit upgrading as the first option. Click on that, and then I can click next, and it tells me everything that suit upgrading will give me. So, good stuff. We want that suit upgrading. What you need to do at first, the other thing I forgot, sorry, was the other storage hoppers here. Let's put one there, and what you need to do, when you've got storage hoppers connected to something like a smelter, you need to have it so that one is set as the input hopper, the other is set as the output. The input one, you set it to remove only, because then the hopper will only remove ore from that, won't put completed bars back into it. And the output hopper you set to add only. It doesn't really matter which way around we do things, but I'm going to actually pick one, doesn't matter. We'll set that one to output. Yeah, we'll set that one to output, and we'll set that one to input. Okay, what we now do is we run around and do some exploration, because what you need is the research points, and anytime you come across something that gives you a blue turquoise question mark, you right click, hold the right click, right mouse button, and wait till it says scan completed. Now here is where my ship crashed. As you can see, a lot of vertical terrain in this game, and underground is where you want to be. You know, underground is where all the ores are, going deeper and deeper, and also where you'll find lots of new stuff to scan. But for now, that's... what is that? Oh, scanning coal vein. Now if you hold and click on something like that, an ore vein, it tells me how much there is in that vein. Not much, 97,000, not very good at all. How much is in this one? Less, 53,000. Not really worth it. It's going to run out very quickly, is that? We'll scan that. Now that's just a large rock, but what you can do with large rocks is, if you go to your build gun, which is X, the way to switch between them, you've got three tools. Your build gun, X, you can use left click to place stuff down. So for example, I've got the the resource hopper, storage hopper, highlighted on my bottom bar, number 5. If I left click, that puts it down at the location that's highlighted. If I right click, that removes it again, and it'll automatically pick it up as long as I'm close enough. If I right click on a piece of terrain, there you go, that's how to mine. Just right click, and you can hold it down. And it'll just happily mine. There's no energy required, or, well, very, very minimal energy requirement, I think. But I'm not convinced even of that even if you run out of energy in your suit, I'm pretty sure you can still use your build gun. So that's the X key. The V key is your rifle. This is used primarily for defence, and certainly in the early game, killing off slimes. Don't kill too many at once, because they will spit slime at you. That was nice. Pristine faceted eye. Don't get those very often. Yeah, they will spit slime at you, and as you can see in the top left corner, my health bar is now going up again, but that's using energy from my suit. If that gets to 0, you will die. So that's the V key. The M key is your ore scanner, and we'll come back to that in a moment. However, going back to the build gun, if I try mining this, it says too large, use left shift. So what you can do is left shift and right click, and hey presto, there goes that huge rock, in fact both the huge rocks, and I can just run around and pick up any ore that was left behind. Perfect. So we're going to go back to the scanner, and we're going to keep exploring for the moment. There's another plant. Plants don't tend to give you very much. You get the most for exploring, or for scanning rocks and blocks that you haven't seen before. but these are good. These are trees, alien trees. And what I'm actually going to do is, because I know the trees, because I recognise them, I'm going to shift and right click. I'm going to go to my gun and shift and right click. And pick up the wood that they leave behind, because it's handy for planks and stuff. Here we go, look at all that beautiful wood. Do I need any more? Yeah. Let's take down the entire forest. Go on, last one. Take that down. And if I now look in my inventory with the I key, I've not identified wood yet, but it's going to be that 400. So I've got 400 blocks of wood there, which is perfect. So that'll enable me to make lots of storage crates and stuff like that. Okay. Now, if you get beyond sight of your central power hub, which, if you did notice, was firing a laser beam up into the sky, but I can't see that anymore. Where is it? If you press the K key, that brings up the holographic representation of your base, and that blob over there is where my base is. Because I haven't built very much, it's not very big. As you build conveyor belts and things, it'll grow into something that's much easier to see and identify from a great distance. So we'll start circling so that we don't get too far away from base. I just want to find tin ore and copper ore to identify them as well. Oh, that was... You can press the Z key as well to zoom in. There we go. And all your tools work from a tremendous distance. You can see that I can't see anything there, but as it gets just slightly closer and closer, there we go. So that's the range of your tools. And that works for both the scanner, excuse me, both the scanner and the miner. The build gun. So I'm looking for anything that's going to give me blue question marks. That's more coal. Most of the stuff that we need in the initial stages of the game we can actually find underneath the base, underneath where the ship is. But it's always good to have other sites available and remote sites available, because there may not be enough under the base, and later game you will want tons of resources. Again, big rock, so I'm going to shift and right click with the build gun and then just pick up the ore that drops down, and that has actually revealed to me some coal. 500,000 coal, that's not too bad. Let's see how big that one is. That's almost 1 million coal, that's getting up there. That's a good sized deposit, that. Again, you will tend to find, in my experience, which isn't great, but so far I've tended to find that the further you go underground, the bigger deposits seem to be. But that may just be my experience, it's not necessarily something that's definite. That no, small one, not worth it. There was a hole. There is a hole there. That's interesting. Let's get rid of that. No, that is interesting. That's a cool way down into the earth. Whether I'll ever find it again, I don't know. But that I've already scanned, apparently. Excellent. I want to take that because that is a diamond crystal. So right click on it And there you go. Just picked it up. Those are useful for building a few things, but primarily they are good for lenses. They make lenses for your laser power transmitters, which make them more efficient. I'm taking these rocks because it's the easiest, or it's a very easy way, since I'm out exploring anyway. It's an easy way to get ore before I've actually built ore, the more automated ore extractors. And it also clears up the terrain. Another bit of coal there, but I suspect that's a small deposit. Thing is, you can never really tell. You see, there's 250,000 coal there. Right, come on. That was a good set of rocks. Small deposit, don't want that. Now that is a long way down. However, what it does show to me is lots of stuff that I've not scanned. So we'll get all these things scanned. More research points, so much the better. Because the more research points that you have, the more stuff you can research, strangely enough. Is there anything else that I can see down here? No. Now the other thing that I haven't shown yet is the grappling hook. You get a very cool grappling hook. Bit tricky to use. I'm still having issues with it. But I'll see if I can. This looks like a good place to demonstrate it, because I'm not going to kill myself with the drop. Yep, there we go. What you can do with the grappling hook is press F. It will shoot out a grappling hook attached to whatever it hits and reel you in. Which sounds cool, but you use it generally for moving vertically, and once it's reeled you in, it then drops you again. You can, with a bit of skill and practice, make like Spider-Man. But until you've had that skill and practice, there tends to be a lot of falling involved. But here we go. Press F, and it doesn't always hit where you want it to. And there you go. I just damaged myself again. Let's see if I can do it a bit better this time. And you can, as I say, get it right eventually. Whew. So that you don't kill yourself. Okay, I'm still on the lookout for stuff to scan. We're going to go head back to base very shortly. I'm really just looking at the moment for tin. I want to find some tin to scan. So that... Oh, there's copper. I've already scanned that. How big of a deposit is that? Because that's not too far from base. I've not identified the scan yet. I've scanned it but not identified it. Likewise with tin, because that's tin, that's copper. This is a nice place, like this place. That's copper, might be connected to that one, so interesting. Very vertical. That is resin. Don't know which type of resin, might be hard resin, can't remember. But that's very cool. Very cool. I am liking the look of this place. This could be somewhere to set up. You see a bit more copper down there. This could well be somewhere to set up shop. Possibly not immediately, but I can dig through from my base. How far away is the base? Base is over there. So, well, it's quite a distance, but not insurmountable. I really want some way of marking this. It's annoying, but what I'm going to have to do is just remember that it's in the turquoise territory, beyond the purple territory. I may be able to dig through to that cavern from this cavern, which is obviously close to the base. And we'll take down that rock. Well, that's it. Just seeing if there's anything else. Oh, another rock. Come on. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Beauty. So yeah, there's plenty of underground caverns to explore around here, which is all good. Take those rocks. As you can see, it just clears out the terrain and makes things easier to see. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking that I want to be heading down, building under there. But what we can do is build straight down from my central power hub, because that's what we really need to do, and work our way over in that direction. So let's have a look and see what we've learned. That was a tri-seed. Doesn't appear to be very useful yet. Rough-hewn rock. I'm going to leave the big ones until last, I think. Oh, there's copper, coxcomb, warbleberry, leafy dangler, all the different flora around. That unknown material was tree trunk. Purple glow pod, glow shroom. You'll notice that the stuff I found on the surface is worth 1 research point. The stuff I found underground worth 2 or more. Orange glow pod, goopy dangler and snow, and then tin ore, glow tubes, hardened resin, and the big one, diamond crystal. And if I then look at what I've got in my inventory, you can see all that lot. And that pristine faceted eye is excellent. Very happy about that. Don't really need the tri-seed yet, but not to worry. Now, what we can do is turn the tree trunks into wood planks. Somewhere. Oh, I did see it there. Come back. Wooden planks. I'm going to craft 100 of them to start with.
Crafting.
There we go. And what I can then do... it was part of a mod. There is a mod called Trix. I think it's Trixie's storage hoppers. Gives you a lot more options on the storage hoppers. However, I haven't got that. I didn't. I'm playing complete vanilla for this game, so the storage hoppers are a little more harder to come by. So what I need to do now is start feeding in some ore to this thing, and I'm going to want copper and tin, but we'll start off with the copper. It only takes 100 at a time, and then next time I'll feed it tin. That's a different sort of slime. Don't quite know what that one is. It's not the standard white one. But I'm not going to attack it. Hazardous to your health. mind you. Where's the fun in that? Let's see what happens. There we go. No worries. Now the ruined phosphorescent glands, you can very occasionally get pristine phosphorescent glands off killing the fauna, but more often you get ruined ones, or a bit ruined chitin and so on. You can use them later on. It's worth hanging on to them. These are actually very useful in slime attractors. You can build a slime attractor, so build it somewhere away from your base, and all the slimes in the area get attracted to it. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe what the slimes do, if they're not pulled away, is they tend to come along and eat your power and I don't know, generally be a nuisance. So, it's time to start digging, but what I'm going to do, it does say I still have 2 unprocessed scans. I do have 2 unprocessed scans. There we go. Large rocks. And large rocks. There we go. Now, as you can see, I've got 96 research points. Before I can build any of these, I've got to research them. There we go, storage crate. We'll do a research on that. What that then allows me to do is build storage crates. A simple wooden crate that can store a small amount of items cannot be automated. Multiple crates can be connected together to increase storage space. I've got 500 wooden planks. It takes 5 per crate, so I can make 100 storage crates.
Crafting, 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 crafting.
There we go, 100 storage crates. Now what I'm going to do is call the video there. I've shown the basics of exploration and scanning and that sort of stuff, and I'm going to do a little bit of digging off camera. Not very interesting to watch, so I'm essentially going to build dig a stairwell straight down from the base here, and I will dig down to somewhere. I will extend it in this direction. I just want to see how deep I want to be going with it. Probably want to go down to, if you look at the top left corner, you'll see that it shows that, yeah, I'm getting down to minus 24 meters there. So I probably want to go down to about minus 50 meters. I may actually go down as far as minus 75 meters, and I will explain why in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found it entertaining, educational, interesting. I will see you next time. Remember, if you enjoyed it, please press that like button, and if you want to see more, subscribe, follow the channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.